What's going on, folks? Happy Monday. Today we want to talk about Tesla stock. Tesla has been rebounding in the past week or so, and we want to talk about it and see where Tesla's going next. If that sounds good, stick around and smash that like button, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. Alrighty, folks. Tesla stock, $246.49. Let's update that. We're at 246 flat. In the past week, we had reached a low of 234.99. And just to confirm it on the month, that is the low right there, 234.99. On the 27th, what are we at? It's the 2nd. That's about 5 days. So 5 days ago, this thing has went $11 up. Now, this can look like two things, just like the Neo video, ladies and gentlemen. This can either be a rebound or it can be a confirmed downtrend. Now see how it's dipping down a little bit. What did we reach? We reached 252. So we were at 252 on the 29th. So this thing made a hard rebound, and now we've actually pulled back since then. So this could mean one of two things. This could be one of those things where it goes up, comes down, and then goes further up like a bull trend, or it can come down, up, and then further down. See, like how it looks like a downtrend. It looked like it went up, and then it's going to crash down. Anyway, let's get into my TradingView charts. Let's look at the details. It looks like there's a lot of numbers here. Don't go crazy, guys. It's going to be okay. Let's pull down on like a 5-minute chart here with this bad boy. Pull out here. Let's look at where we're at here. See how it looks like a downtrend? That's what I'm talking about with you guys. Here, let me go backwards here. I actually like this chart better, looking at the 15-minute chart, because if you look at the 15-minute chart without the pivot points, you can take the pivot points off. See how much cleaner my chart got? But see how it's starting to look like a downtrend here? Let me, But anyway, to get into the nitty-gritty, let's get into the nitty-gritty of what I'm actually trying to show you guys right here. Where are we at here, guys? Sorry for the delay. Don't want to lose you, fellas. Here we were. We hit the bottom of this. Check out this. I had this line drawn up. Now, these lines, these purple lines I dropped based on a 15-minute chart. These are support and resistance lines based on everywhere that Tesla stock has touched in the past. See how it touched all this? Spent a lot of time touching this, bouncing around. That's where this line was created. So these lines were created based on points where Tesla spent a lot of time. So because of that, see, Tesla spent a lot more time in that exact zone. It fought right in that zone that I had created. And these pivot points stand for like support and resistance zones where it usually always hits, or it's predicted to hit based on AI software. And as you can see, it measured my line perfectly. It hit my line and bounced directly off of my line. But you see, it'll spend some time hitting lines like this. Like it'll hit this, bounce off of this. Anyway, where are we at here? Tesla is up right now. Tesla is up about 4.7% only since the top, or since the bottom rather. And then what was it? It's about 9% since the actual top that we reached from the rebound. To say where we go next, that's not so sure. That's dependent more on if this is a continued bull trend in the entire market as a whole, or if this is the confirmed looming recession that's going to drag all the stocks much, much lower. Now, if stocks were to go much, much lower, you could definitely see Tesla be retesting lower 200s, 213, 209. It'll retest this zone. That won't be pretty. Now, however, if this is a continued bull trend, we'd like to think that where does Tesla go next on a positive note? Well, we're sitting right here at this pivot point at the 246, right? 246, where are we at now? See, it bounced off of it. It's going down. So it bounced off. You can even see it right here, guys, how it bounced off of this pivot point right here, and it's starting to shoot back down. Now, based on that, where would you say that it would go? It's at 244.70. The next place for it to hit would be 244.19, and the next one after that would be 242.03. So if we're going down, we're going to be hitting these lines, 244, 242, 240. Mostly these base numbers. Base numbers, see 250, 254, 258. Base numbers usually end up getting hit like that, especially the even numbers. People like even numbers for some reason. I like even numbers myself. But if this can hold this zone, because it's in my zone right here. You guys see that it's in my zone. And where does this zone hold? From 241 to 247 is my zone. So if it could break out of these 240s and the market goes good today, going into tomorrow, we could look at Tesla stock trying to retest some of these levels up here, because as you can see, it's went up, down, up, down, up, down, you know, and this could be the up, down, but it has to do that. If it doesn't do that, if it continues this, see how we're down here now? This could almost be forming some sort of like bear flag. You see the triangle forming here, forming some sort of bear flag going downward. This is where you guys are going to retest lower levels. If it confirms some sort of bearish momentum, then you're going to see lower levels. So what would I say that you guys do? None of it's financial advice. I'm not sure of the direction of Tesla stock right now. Tesla stock was a buy down here in the 230s. And you know why it was a buy? It was the same reason my NEO was a buy. I suggested that you guys buy NEO when it dumps to $8, and now it's back at $9. It's just like you guys should have bought this at 234 and rode this thing to the 250s. But in hindsight, that's easy to see now. It's easy to see that it was going to do that now. But whenever you see a drastic drop, you see it drop to levels that are just so unknown, and it dropped to this pivot point exactly, this pivot exactly, this pivot almost exactly, and my purple line. So much support down here, it's not even funny. It was very easy to see that there had to be some sort of bounce. Now that we're traveling in the middle, everybody's confused. Everybody, all the investors, because the bulls want to take this thing higher, the bears want to take this thing lower, and now we're in a war between the two to find out what's actually going to happen next for this thing. You know, and so what would you guys do? I'd be very, very careful with buying any morning call options if you guys are going to try to swing trade this thing. Try to avoid buying call options when there's a lot of volatility in the market. I know people who are watching my channel are probably interested in buying call options or trading options, because that's part of what my channel is going to specialize in here. And this is what I would be playing too. If this thing would bounce off of a line, if it would hit like a 242, and I would say, okay, that's the confirmed uptrend, right? If it's, because that's about where it needs to touch, by the way. If you want this thing to go up, and it needs momentum, it needs to force itself, like squeeze it, like just like it almost did, squeeze itself down here to like the 240 line, where all this support is, these lines down here, and then boom, like just shoot. See what I'm saying? And that is where the momentum comes from. It's like this, like it fiddled its way down until it got too low to these lines, and then boom. It's not a very good example, but I'm just trying to show you guys exactly how momentum would work. Just anyway, be careful with whatever you guys are doing. Definitely do your technical analysis daily and watch where the price movements are going, because theta on the time decay side for options is very bad with Tesla stock. Like, you can lose a lot of money if Tesla doesn't move in your direction if you guys are holding options overnight. So don't do that unless you guys really know what's going to happen next. Now, I hope I gave you some good insight. If I did, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, because I'm going to invest in Tesla alongside you guys. I'm invested in NEO right now. I just want to be right here by you guys, making sure you guys are making good decisions, because 6 years ago when I started doing this, I did not make good financial decisions with this. And if you're just getting started, if this is your first year, you probably need a guy like me to make sure that you don't blow up your account. So I love you guys. Happy trading. Have an amazing day. Take care, fellas.